Welcome back. And today we're going to talk with Brian. Brian was one of my top students in his cohort. He has an amazing mentality of never stop learning. He's always trying to improve himself, either with design, with product management, and other tech-related industries. He's even doing a product management in-person course as of today, as you can see when he talks about it. And he's an amazing guy. So let's see what he can talk about his time right now and what he learned from the course. And hopefully you can get more students to talk about as well. Try to make sure like our agendas can match, so I can keep bringing this more of this content for you guys. Okay, so let's see what Brian has to say. Welcome, Brian. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining. And just like kick off the call. Give like us an introduction about yourself. What you're doing so far. What you've been doing prior to the course.
Yeah. So hey everyone. So I'm Brian. I'm currently a graphic designer trying to transition into product design. My current job is creating physical products for the cruise industry, and what I've been doing since the course is I'm still studying about product design, but on the side I'm still I'm learning Framer, so I'm like juggling between two different things at the same time. But actually, let's talk about three things that I'm juggling. I'm also currently taking a certification course for product management with BrainStation here in Miami. So I've just been learning and learning. Hopefully by the end of this year, it's when I plan to execute my portfolio and my resume to start applying a job. So that's where you're currently at.
Never stop learning, man. It's amazing and nice for you that you're learning Framer.
It's so fun. I just started actually I just started this week, and what I've been doing just for fun is that I actually started recording content to put out on Twitter and on Instagram about me learning Framer. And I was confident when I first started, but now I'm getting to the difficult part, which is the responsive thing. So it's just a lot of tweaks I gotta do.
The best way to learn Framer is go to framer.com/templates, select the free ones, download the remixes, and trying to modify, go to the portfolio sessions, select a couple that you like, and try to build your portfolio into those templates. Because that you see how those amazing Framer designers create the structure, create the animations, how where you add the effects, etc. That's the easiest way to learn Framer.
Yeah, I've downloaded some of them and I try to dissect them to see how they work. It's actually pretty fun to see how everybody's different. Some people put it in their own canvas. Some people have an actual style guide, which I found it pretty neat because it reminds me of Figma, when you make the style brand guidelines and stuff like that. So yeah, I have already made my portfolio from a template that I really like. It was not free. I have to pay for it, but I was down to support the creator. So it's there, but I don't have any projects yet because I've been so busy, still juggling my life. I do have 4 projects in mind I want to do for my portfolio. Because since I'm trying to get into product design, I still don't know exactly what my category into the industry would be. I don't know if I might get into the health or the eCommerce or finance. So the four projects that I'm going to be creating, it's going to be targeting 4 different, I want to say environment, but it's not environment. It's 4 different careers, industry, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
To see exactly which one I like the most. They're all just personal projects, so I can have something up.
This is cool because the interview I did with Bolivia, she ended asking me for a video on how to find your niche.
Oh, really?
yeah, she asked like, because at the end I asked her, okay, do you have anything else you wanna say? And she said, yeah, I have a video request for you, which was, can you help us to understand and how to find a niche to start? Because she's also coming from graphic designer.
I remember that.
Transitioning to product. And she's already doing product design and mobile stuff in her current work. But she asked, how can we find our niche to maybe like move forward with our career, get like a freelance projects, etc. And you're having the same like try to find your own niche.
Yeah, because I'm coming from a background, I guess I'm a graphic designer, but I call myself a multidisciplinary graphic designer. So I've done like everything, because I still can't find like my specific liking of the kind of works that I like to do. Because I've done from like illustrations, I've done motion graphics, 3D, I've been all over the world. So it's like, now that I'm getting into product design, I'm looking at the kind of projects that I want to do, but I'm like indecisive yet. Like I still haven't found that like, I want to build and help construct this product and just kind of grow it. I've actually been attending to a lot of like product design meetings here locally in Miami, and I've been meeting like product designers, managers, and the things that are booming here, especially with startups, the things with AI, like a lot of them that I can talk into we're building an AI over here, AI over there. I'm just like, that's just like, I guess it's a common thing that's happening. I haven't really thought about like, or seeing like products done with AI. I mean, I hear it, like it's a buzzword around here, but it's not something that I'm like, let me look at this yet. There is one company that caught my attention when I went to one of this meetings. It was actually from Figma, Friends of Figma. And this company was called Open Store, and they're like a e-commerce company. And what they do is that they have this like dashboard where they connect with different clients from different, I think as far as I remember, is that they buy their business and then they handle the business for them inside their own dashboard, and it like connects all the stores and stuff like that. So I think the plan that I have for me to just self-learn the way it was built, kind of just like redo like the dashboard kind of thing and potentially find any flaws or anything like that, because I'm kind of like interested into e-commerce as well. So I think I might just start with that project first. I'll have to see.
E-commerce is a very nice industry. Like it's, the workload is massive, but you learn a lot about user, about research, about business. Like everyone who has like a e-commerce background can succeed in any industry.
Yeah, because I just realized that as a designer itself, like you can be a great designer, but if you don't know how to sell yourself, you're not really going anywhere. And I feel like if I start learning about e-commerce, then I can actually learn a psychology about sales, because I know that's a whole different world. But it's all about like psychology and the keywords, like copywriting and everything. So I feel like entering into the e-commerce will actually help me like get both things, like learning about sales and trying to sell things and making it work for the users, so then the business gets more sales. So I don't know. It actually sounds pretty fun. So
yeah, it is. It is. And since you're talking a lot about self-improvement and doing like lots of courses, etc., what about like the content? What are you looking for in the course content? You look more from the theoretical part or the hands-on part? What's your ratio?
I think I would say 50-50. Actually, I was just reading this book earlier this morning. This is called, I don't know if you've seen this, but it's called...
amazing book.
Yeah, I just got to a part that's how kind of like, it's calling it the framework to kind of like start before a research. And I read it this morning. I'm like, wow. So when I do my case studies, I might just work from this framework that it has. This book, by the way, I don't know if it's like blurry. Great book so far. I'm halfway through it, and it's helping me learn more about the theoretical part, because I've realized that not everything is about designing. Like not everything is just straight to the solution. In the product management course that I'm taking, I've realized that it's really important to have your data before you're coming on building something. So then everything that I'm reading right now is like reinforced in here. And then you asked me about the visual part. I also got a new book actually recently, pretty popular around that. It caught my attention because I love working with grids, and this book is the grid system.
Nice.
Which I've been using it for more like inspiration for what I actually started doing like web design, because everything's in grids. So I was like, yeah, kind of perfect fitting for both things. So in terms of the visual part, I am not really taking any courses like learning Figma or anything. I'm just self-learning most of it. And I'm trying to think. I'm not really taking any courses other than just like a masterclass for Framer. But in terms of like visual or theoretical, I think I stopped the course last year. I've just been like looking at YouTube videos and things like that. So self-learning, I guess, yeah.
That's cool. In this product manager course that you're doing, it does have the mentorship as well, like or it's just like pre-recorder sessions like most of the online courses.
No, this is actually in person. So we do have the two.
Nice.
Yeah, we have the two teachers in front of us, and I guess we just ask them questions also like after class. So it could be something like a one-on-one session. They've asked us if we want to have a call with them, but I haven't seen the need because I think we're doing pretty good with the team. We're in groups of teams, so we're all kind of like working together towards what we call a strategy mission. And then we have to build like an MVP, the value propositions and things like that. So it's actually been fun learning about product management, since I know it's the role that I'm going to be working as a product designer. So I got the opportunity because they were giving away like an opportunity to take it for free. So I was like, screw it, why not?
Yeah, why not?
It's kind of like learn ahead of the game. So maybe I actually learn what it is to work with a product manager. And I've realized that product managers is definitely not an easy job. Like, you have to juggle between so many different teams, so many different vocabularies, especially if you're going to be working with like, managing engineers, and then you have to talk to like maybe the marketing team or the sales team, your stakeholders, your bosses, and it's just like, but it's a fun thing. The one thing I've realized that when we have to present in front of the class is that I definitely need to work on my storytelling skill. That's a big thing that I've noticed. And what the teachers have told us too is like, when you stand in front of the board or meeting, you just got to tell a story and try to either sell them a solution, or if you're talking to investors, and that's when you can get a little excited.
And storytelling is one of the, let's say, like disciplines that most designers struggle. I, for one, like, especially since I'm an ESL, because I'm Brazilian, so English is not my native language. Sometimes it's hard for me to structure a thought into like a storytelling. And if it was in Portuguese, it was like this. So like it's a ongoing thing that we are always practicing. And you mentioned that you were trying to build your portfolio. Create our portfolio is an amazing way to practice storytelling, because every time we are improving, every time we do different. So like, and now with AI, we can grab whatever copy that we have, add to a chat GPT kind of thing, and ask to be, hey, can you rewrite this in a more engaging way or a more professional way? And you have like another copy, and then you add to your tone of voice, kind of like, okay, if I was the one who write this, how would I add my style to this copy here? And it helps. And when you create your case studies, you also are practicing in your storytelling. So like, it's hard. Like, we're May 2024 now, and I did 3 versions already of my portfolio since January.
Wow. Yeah, but
every time
you struggle with like doing your own portfolio. It's like an everybody thing. Like when you have to do work for somebody else, it's like, oh, like easy peasy, I got you. But when it comes to our own portfolios, it's like, I do it, and then the next one I'm like, I hate it. I'm gonna redo it again, and then we start doing it again. And right now, the portfolio that I have is great.
A version of my portfolio, I take like at least 2 weeks without going to my portfolio, because if I push today and I open tomorrow, I need to change this layout. It's not good. And then the next day, So I try to be away of my portfolio for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah. We are, what's the one phrase that people say, that we are our own worst judges or something like that?
Yeah.
But no, I understand. Like right now, I have the portfolio, like I said, already done in Framer. It just doesn't have the work. But now that I'm looking at it and I'm learning Framer, kind of finding my own style too, I'm like, I just want to like redo the whole thing again. But I just don't want to take the time or waste the time to do it when it's just ready. But yeah, the storytelling part is something that I'm practicing, thankfully, to this certification course that we're taking. Every single time we have to like present in front of the class and try to like find ways to tell the story as I'm in front. And sometimes I get stuck.
Yeah.
It's kind of like fast-paced too. So yeah, I just need practice for that. I never really thought I'll be like standing in front of like people and talk too much. So definitely a new experience for me.
Yeah. It was weird to not weird, like, but in a good way, to see that you're doing in-person courses, because I don't know, the pandemic, everyone switched gears to learn everything online, doing like online courses. The ADP list with the mentorship exploded around the world with like mentors, etc. So I have a personal question for you, like, how was my mentorship for in your perspective during the cohort that you did with me?
So like virtual, right? You asking me like a comparison virtual between in person happening right now?
It could be a comparison, but also like how was I as a mentor for you?
Yeah. So I remember I had a good time learning about the course with you, to the virtual and everything. I honestly never really complained about many of the things. The only thing that will kind of like flash on with me is that as soon as I get out of work, I'll have to rush coming home here or be ready for the class. But that's more like a personal thing. But for you, you made the class interesting, funny. I remember the things that you'll tell us, and you would give us feedback, and it would just like opens everybody's mind, like, oh, this is not right. Now we have to change our stuff in the design. So I had a good time. Never was any technical complications. You were straight to the point. You helped us out. And I can believe it's already been more than a year since we started like the certification last year. But I had a good time. Like I honestly did learn a lot. I had a good time with my other classmates as well. It was interesting.
Yeah, your class was one of the most engaging of all. Like, I believe we had every session at least like 10 people together, because usually the other cohorts, at least like most of them, the first day 15 students and myself, like 16 people in the session. The second session, it was like myself and 3 or 4.
Oh wow!
But your cohort and the one after yours, it was like every session 12, 13 people every time.
Yeah, it felt very united. Like everybody was together, which is very, very interesting. Like just makes it more fun when everybody's also like engaging too. But yeah, no, to give you my best feedback here, you were fantastic. You teach us well. I was actually planning to kind of go back into the dribble course that we had, like the Sigma file, just to go through everything, get like a refresh mind. Because I know like the whole information structure and the way you teach us and everything was really good.
Cool. And in comparison with the in-person,
with the
in-person course,
yeah, I would say it's a different change pace as well. Like tiring. That's for sure. It's like I have to be in class from 6:30 to 9:30, so I do get out pretty late, and it's not in home. Like for you and I, like as soon as the class finished, and at least I'm at home. But for this class, I have to drive to downtown. But in terms of like the teaching wise, I guess that's just like a personal thing. I do tend to learn better in person because I'm more like focused than behind the screen. But when it was with your course, since it was live, but not really like something you just watch the video, leave it there kind of thing, I was still able to keep that like connection of being like focused throughout the session. If it was pre-recorded and then like the whole Dribble course was pre-recorded, I don't think I would have like stayed too focused too much. I feel like I learned more when things are live because it gets me engaged, I guess.
Hey, I hope you guys are enjoying the conversation here. Just a reminder that my course, Introduction to UI Design, is with 66% of discount right now. So there's links in the description. And also, my course is now available at udemy.com. There's also the link there for you guys. I don't know, maybe you can feel more secure by purchasing the course through a platform like that, or I don't know, expense with your company, etc. So it's an amazing milestone for me now that my course is available at Udemy. This is not a sponsored video. Udemy, if you're watching this, get in touch. But yeah, so you can grab the course either using my regular UI course.design or going to udemy.com and searching for Daniel De Paula or Intro to UI Design. Either way, you find my course. And I hope you see you in one of the cohorts. Maybe you get just the self-paced or the mentorship, and we can connect. Okay? Back to the video. Yeah, Olivia said that the same thing. Like when the course is just pre-recorded without any like live sessions or the mentor sessions, like we had 2 hours a week. She mentioned that it's not 100% absorbed like having the live sessions, because of the exchange of ideas, the exchange of content, etc. In more like a real life scenario.
Yeah.
I when I take courses, I try to find as well like ones that has at least like 1 or 2 live sessions, because sometimes we have questions and like we watch the videos and like imagine auto layout, our sessions of auto layout, just watching videos and trying by yourself to understand and recreate the exercise is like a nightmare. So like having questions, to ask questions, to exchange, and other people in the class that someone was like doing faster than others that start helping or using it as an example, etc. It is nice.
Yeah, it's nice to like ask somebody a question right on the spot, or else, because most of the time, like if it's not like a live course, we're not really write a note or questions to be like ask them later, because I know there's some online platforms where you can leave comments and they will like respond. They never really respond, so it's just something you don't get that experience, like that live feedback. So
yeah. And what keeps you like motivated to keep looking for other courses, trying to improve, etc.? Do you have like a goal in life with that?
So I've always been a person that loves self-improvement. I always like to study. I've always keep like learning. Now that I think about it, ever since I graduated from university, I haven't really stopped learning things about design. Always jumping into something new. And then last year, it's when I found Dribble, and I'm like, I think I was going on a trip when the advisor called me about the course, and I just wanted to try what the industry was about. And ever since after I took the course with you, it was like, yeah, it's a whole different world from graphic design, and there's a lot to learn. But I know I can get a lot of good stuff from it, like because it's it's a lot of research. That's something that we don't really do in our job, like as a graphic designer. We don't do research; we just go straight to the design. Or for product design, it's like you gotta have your research to come up with a really good solution. And I was like, I love that. So now I have to like learn about all the research situations and then combining that data into a very efficient way for the user, and then also targeting the business. And that itself right there kind of motivates me to keep learning, because I know it's not just one road. It's like 4 different roads, 4 different targets that you gotta like play around with. And it's kind of like Legos. You just start connecting things until it actually looks nice, and you can build a final product, you can say now. Yeah, that's what keeps me motivated. When I'm for sure like not knowing something, I'll like learn it. I would say I'm very big on like self-starter. So like 3D, for example, 3D, I just do it for a hobby, but after 3 years, I've been getting like freelance jobs out of it. Just something that I started to learn just for fun. So it's like things like that. I just love learning. That's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people connecting Figma with 3D assets like Spline, for example, to create animations and even like a more showcase prototypes. Yeah, using Spline and whatever 3D understanding that you have, like any knowledge around 3D modeling and those kind of things. It's fun. I wish I had it, because there's a lot of people requesting 3D animations and using Spline combined with Figma projects and those kind of things. Like this is really cool that you were like opening multiple branches of knowledges.
Yeah, it was thanks to COVID. When I was just stuck at home, I'm like, I'm bored. What should we learn? And I was always afraid of 3D, because that's a massive world. Like that's so many things in the 3D world, and I just did it just to learn as a hobby. And what's cool about it, like you mentioned, Spline is actually my next target thing to learn, because they have this like web integration with Framer. And if I have those 2 tools, like learning how to creating things in Framer plus Spline, it's kind of like I got like power ups, I guess you can say. So yeah. And I think like 2 weeks ago, Framer had an event where they showcased a new 3D feature. They're like, you can do like flips and view like cubes and cards that turn around, etc., which is like very remind us on like the good old days of Flash, but now on Framer. And it's amazing because you simply like don't need to do any coding. Nope.
Flash, we had to learn a little bit of ActionScript, and now it's like everything drag and drop. You buttons here and there, and then you hit publish, and it's live. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, Framer has
outside like the design or technology spectrum. What else you're looking for to self-improve?
Right now, honestly, I've just been putting a huge focus on like Framer. Like the self-learning part, is that because that's, as a personal designer, like what I want to grow into. The plan is that I want to become a product designer, and then as a side, also kind of things like making websites on Framer. Because I know that's a good way to just make that extra money. But I don't want to do it for the money. I actually want to do it to also teach others. Because I just also started recording content about it. But right now, the content I'm recording, it's more about me starting like from zero. Like, watch me kind of like learn, and any part that I get stuck, I kind of have already like been asking help on the Twitter community. Last night I started my first project, and I'm actually rebuilding my sister website on Framer now. They have like their own business, and I designed everything on Figma, and now I'm like passing it on Framer, and I already got stuck in the nav part, so I'm like, I have to like do some research and get the hang of it. But that's what I'm dealing with.
Are you planning to launch a YouTube channel or something? That would be amazing.
I did actually create a YouTube channel, but the content that I'm making right now, it's more about me starting the journey. And I'm not too sure if I really want to share that on YouTube. So far, I'm just sharing it on Twitter and Instagram. But on YouTube, I think I want to share when I create my own component and kind of like just like, the idea is to create some components and some free templates and just give it out to the community. So whatever those things I create, it's when I plan to do like a little intro video about it on YouTube. Because I know YouTube it's more like, longer videos and stuff like that. So I have to plan.
It is another way to learn a lot. Like since I started my YouTube, I learned like video editing. I learned about lighting and cameras and angles and those kind of things. Like even using like StreamYard. I learned StreamYard Friday to do the session with Olivia. So like it's another way to keep learning.
Yeah, you jump into something, it's like different thing. The advantage of me though is that prior to making content that I'm doing right now, I actually used to post videos from a different community. It was like just from a video game that I like to play. So I'll make videos, but I was never behind the camera. And when I first started recording the first video 2 weeks ago, I have so much B-roll of me just messing up the script because it's just like, wow, it's really hard to be behind a camera and like talking through like the video and stuff like that. And I just kept either stuttering or I just kept like going off the script and just rambling about things. And it's just like, oh, actually, nobody talk about how hard it is to be a content creator, specifically when you're making like videos behind the camera, because you have to edit that, and you have to edit the content, and you have to find the music. Then you gotta find a way to make it look like appealing, and it's just so much work. Like I give applause to those people who are full-time content creators.
And is another way to learn and practice storytelling.
Yeah, that definitely has actually helped me because I remember I redid the script like 4 times, and even using ChatGPT. But it's not the same thing because they don't know your voice or tone. Right? Yeah, you have to like redo the script and everything to actually fit yourself, because you want to be yourself. You don't want to sound like a robot to the community, I guess, or talking to people. Because at first I was actually gonna go without me showing myself, but then I was like, we gotta like actually present myself, because I do, like I said, when I started, hopefully the plan is like when I started selling templates and stuff like that, I want to build like my own brand, like people to know who I am and what I do, not just be behind like a logo, for example. That's just my own personal like taste or opinion.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. So my last question for you would be like, what are the tips you have for people who are trying to like maybe follow the same path as you, like to trying to be every time improving to keep like never stop learning?
What are my tips? Let me think about this. For somebody who's like either switching careers or getting into like product design,
I'll just like looking to keep self-improving.
I would say, like, if I were you and just starting like directly to get into product design, first will be setting realistic goals. Like trying to switch careers to product design is probably going to take you, depending of course on your pace, like 6 to 12 months. So you got to be like setting realistic goals first on how long it might take, because there's about 2 different things that you're going to have to learn. And the first thing that I'll personally recommend, because I've seen this everywhere now, it's like learning Figma. Because once you learn Figma, you most of the job applications that are thin, it's just as Figma. Sometimes Sketch is mentioned, but I don't. It's funny because they mention Sketch, but then at the bottom of the final like the job description, it says, "But we mainly use Figma." So that will be mostly like if you want to get into like a product design, learning the tools will be Figma will be your number 1 priority, and then the second part would be like learning the research. So everything that has to do with user flows and personas and target market and all this thing.
Cool.
Yeah, I think
great. And well, thanks for joining. Thanks for having and taking the time to talk with me. It was nice to see you again. Like you mentioned, it's like almost a year since we saw each other.
Yeah.
And hopefully like you keep improving yourself, because you are an amazing person, an amazing designer, and for sure I'll hear a lot of good things for you in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully we can talk again soon. Probably let you know when I finally land my first job as a product designer.
Yeah, maybe.
Be like, I did it.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, man. See ya.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good day.
So, what do you think about Brian's mentality of self-improvement? Great, right? So, if you enjoyed the video, if you like the series, please thumbs up. It helps the channel, helps to show the algorithm that for your, I don't know, maybe you, your friends, that this video helped you in a way. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell sign, that you'll be able to follow along every time I posted an interview like this with former students and also other design related content. And I hope you'll see you in the next episode. See ya.